What's up, bud? All right, fire away. Who's up?
How pleased are you with so little up and down your team? How pleased are you with today?
Today was good. The weather held off. I thought it was a really good crowd for the weather, but I thought our guys competed hard. Really fast start by the offense. I thought Kent, Damian, all the receivers, really we spread it out a lot of ways. Did a nice job early. Some good plays by the defense late. Nobody got hurt, so it was a good day and competitive score.
How far along are you in the implementation of that new offense? Are you guys 100% installed?
It's 100% installed, but it's not 100% efficiency yet. That's always something you're striving for perfection. But I think there's a lot of days in spring that it looked like you wanted it to look. Early on today, I think that's the way you wanted it to look. We got to still run the ball a little bit better, and hopefully that'll come. But I thought from a passing standpoint, throw and catch, and the efficiency and the fast operation, I thought it looked pretty good early on.
How did Kent look?
I thought he did well. He played efficient. He threw the ball. He managed it early. I thought he was good. He has limited reps. He played the first half.
What do you think of the offensive line?
Today? Just coming off, I thought they gave the quarterbacks plenty of time to throw. Some of that still is a little hard to evaluate because the quarterbacks weren't live. Like I said before, we got to continue to we got to make better strides in the run game. But I thought the defense did some nice job on the flip side of stopping the run. I didn't think we ran the ball real well today, but I thought we threw it and caught it and moved the ball down the field that way.
Were you a little disappointed in the red zone efficiency there? A few times it got stopped in the 5-yard line, but more proud of your defense for putting up the stand in those positions?
Yeah, just in a game situation, in a competitive situation, it was a great job by the defense. I think I'm not disappointed by the number one offense. I thought the number one offense really in the red zone, the last part of spring was pretty efficient.
So can you trade a player in the middle of the game from defense to offense?
Well, I did that. Did you guys notice that? Yeah, so Rashad Lewis started at corner, and the plan was to go 2 series with him with the number one defense and then move him over, and the number one defense, and that first series was 11 plays, they told me. So in an effort to get him more plays on offense before he was out, moved him to offense, saw him jog across and do the jersey switch. We're not going to, good thing we don't have to do that in a game. That took forever. But he's a talented kid, and there's a lot of ways that we can expose him on both sides of the ball as well as the special teams.
Having seen what you have in the spring, what's going to be the biggest point of emphasis in the fall?
Well, as you go into the fall, you have when in terms of personnel, you got new guys coming in. We have some freshmen and some junior college kids that we believe, in terms of their talent and our evaluation of that they can come in and help us. And so just individually, there's going to be a lot of those guys coming in and seeing if they can play. So that'll be the biggest thing is those guys when they get in here in June.
I wasn't here when you started, Coach, but the defense was way behind and then came back. You're proud of that, what they showed?
I am. They played better in the second half. Scoring system helps out when you get some TFLs and some sacks and those kind of things. But it was kind of give and take. In the second half, a lot of the younger players played in the second half, and it's always fun for them to see the competitiveness of them individually, and then both sides going back. And I didn't have to manufacture the score today. It came down to the wire.
And you didn't play Kent the second half. Can we take the assumption that he basically has won the job again here in the spring?
Nothing's won until we get to the end of training camp. I would say he absolutely took the lead coming out of spring. He stretched it, and I thought the way, especially the last 6 or 7 practices, 6 practices the last 2 weeks, he really made a lot of good strides, consistency. There's a lot on the quarterback in this offense in terms of audibles and plays. He distanced himself a little bit. And then throughout the summer and training camp, Jordan Love and DJ have both done some good stuff, and I thought both of them played well and made some nice throws in the second half. They both really did. So their development is key to them individually, but also to us as a whole. It's not been very many years we've only played with one quarterback around here. So.
Well, and in this kind of scrimmage and the way you score it, he has to run wide, fast to get 85 yards out of a run like he got.
It looked like he got a little tired at the end, didn't he? it was a nice play on the keep.
Can you talk a little bit about the decision to move up?
To move the time.
Scrimmage, yeah, and how that worked out really good.
I think it worked out real well, didn't it?
Is that just
Greg
you or
said you
what?
could change
I
the
assume
weather.
you
You
involved
were
the weather, man.
I'm just honestly, I'm glad we got it in. We got a lot of snaps in, and that's an interesting thing because right before the last 6 minutes, with 6 minutes to go, I asked them where we're at 100 plays, and that's a running clock. It's hard to do. So I think that tells you how many plays we're running on offense and trying to snap the ball. We got it above 30 seconds on that clock, quite a few. But I'm glad the rain held off, and the decision to move it up was key.
Is that something you want to run a lot of plays fast, or do you want to just have that as a weapon, I guess, to keep the defense from substituting?
It's going to be a little bit more who we are. In the past, it's been a little bit more of a change-up.
Right.
Now it's going to be a little bit more of a change-up to slow it down. That's just going to be our identity.
Damian Hobbs obviously used him early, and he's going to be probably a pretty big weapon for you guys.
I'm proud of Damian. The transition for him to tight end was very natural and very smooth. He knows what we're doing. He's a smart football player. He cares, but he can also catch the ball. I mean, you guys saw it. He's got good speed. He's going to gain a little bit more weight. And the 1-2 punt with him and Dax Raymond at tight end, and then Carson Terrell, a freshman kid that we signed out of Lehigh. Those three guys, the tight end position, I think will be pretty good at the tight end spot.
Is depth something you're still just always a work in progress during practices and everything?
Yeah, and Isaac, you're really, in terms of depth, you're trying to figure out, do we have any or do we have none? And if the answer is, when you say none, in terms of can we put this kid in the game and really compete and help us win, we may have to move some guys at other spots, but that's what spring's for, and you try to play a lot of your younger players. I saw some young guys grow up. I saw Dalton Baker grow up, David Woodward coming off a redshirt year. You got two old linemen, Movement Moore and Dimitri Kalifua, that are coming off red shirts. You got some young guys like that are going to be right in the mix in terms of depth, and you got to build depth through recruiting and recruiting the right players. But I think we're also a developmental school, and those kids have developed in the weight room and grown up a little bit. All those ones I mentioned will play and have depth.
So are those new old linemen basically a starting old lineman group? They were all new. Have they kind of separated themselves, or is that still going to be a work in progress too? Or?
Well, you've got KJ Uluwadi kind of banged his knee up last week, and he's fine. He's going to be fine, and he got it cleaned up, and he'll be back June 5th in full speed. So he'll be in that mix. But you do have a lot of new faces up there, and so the cohesion and the chemistry of that unit is a must in training camp. But that'll work itself out throughout the summer. We did move a lot of guys around this spring to see. I said this Thursday after practice. Some guys are better at guard than they are at tackle, and we were playing them at tackle to see if they could even do it. And sometimes that does hurt your chemistry on the O-line.
Are you expecting any more position changes?
No, not off the top of my head.
Not really.
You got one in mind? No, I did. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, at this point, how do you see things shaping with Rayshad in terms of how you guys will use him?
That's a good question, and I didn't want to answer it because I don't know the answer. I was going to kind of answer an Isaac's question. Rayshad Lewis he's a two-way player. The guy's a really good corner. He's got great anticipation skills. He can get in and out breaks, and he's a weapon in the slot for us as well as in the special teams. I don't know today what it looks like, but I think it's absolutely a chance he'll play both ways at some point.
Obviously, an emotional moment having Brady back here later. What were some of the reactions from the players?
We're just all, you just feel a sense of strength and peace for that family, the Holt family, and everything that Brady really and that family has gone through to get to even today. And you're looking at almost 11 months from the accident, almost to the day, I think, give or take a couple days here. And to see that kid not only alive, but walking and interacting with our team and our players. I mean, to see the reactions of them in pregame because we didn't tell him he was coming, and to see what the reaction at halftime is priceless for me as a coach. But it's also Brady's a miracle right now, walking around, and my heart goes out to that family.
Anything else for Coach?
Good? Okay, thanks guys. Appreciate